Welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a great Wednesday wherever you are watching us right now. Today, we are organizing the second session of the e-commerce tips from peers series, where we give the floor to e-commerce entrepreneurs to talk about their digital journey. Today, we have with us Edem, who is the founder of Booksie, a book, service, and book club for children in Ghana. Booksie delivers online a curation of high-quality books written by African authors, but most importantly, she helps children fall in love with books. Before I give the floor to Adam, I want to invite the audience to leave questions in the chat or any comment, because we will have some time to answer to them at the end. So now, Adam, the floor is yours. Welcome.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you for having me this afternoon, evening for you.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Edem Tokonu. I'm from Ghana, and I'm speaking to you from Accra right now. And I am the creator of Booksie. So, Booksie is a Pan African online children's bookshop, a book subscription service, and a literacy center. We are focused on children. Our literacy center is focused on children who are 3 to 12 years old. Although in our bookshop we have books for newborns up to like teenagers. So up until like young adult books, we've got them covered. And our goal and our mission is very, very simple: to make African children's books very easily accessible and create a space where African children, Africans are celebrated and matter. And also to, like Christina said, to help them fall in love with books. So this afternoon, I'm going to share just a few tips I have learned about building our online bookshop or our online book selling community. Before I go into what I've learned, I just want to mention the three channels that we use online. So we have a website where we sell our books through, and then we've got our social media that we speak to customers from, advertise things that we have, and help build awareness about our brand. And then we've got WhatsApp. I guess WhatsApp can also be put under social media, but I like to categorize it differently, where because it's a messaging app, and that's what we use for customer service, to answer questions, clarify orders, and also tell customers about our new products and offerings and events, because we host a lot of events for children. So Booksie is continuously growing, we're thriving, we are slowly but surely becoming a go-to channel for accessing children's books, particularly African children's books. And over this last year that we've been hit with the pandemic, we've seen a lot of growth in our purchasing. We've also seen a lot of growth in our community members. Those are the children who participate in our online virtual events and just participate in everything that we do. Okay, so here are my tips now. First one that I learned is that I think when e-commerce started becoming a thing, it was mostly selling through websites. But what I have learned about selling from Ghana, we sell from Ghana to the rest of the world. We ship to any part of the world. But what I've learned is that e-commerce is more than just your websites. That's why I shared the channels that I shared before. So now people are buying and selling. People are looking for products on Instagram. They're looking for products on WhatsApp. They're buying through channels that are not just your website. And for us at Booksie, when we started, I was pretty strict about people buying from the websites. And I realized, I had begun to lose some customers because they didn't want to go through the process of looking through stuff, putting it in a cart, and then going through the payment process. And so I began to embrace what people now call social commerce, and would take orders through Instagram or WhatsApp or Twitter and then follow them through. Because in the beginning, when somebody reaches out there and says, I want this, I'll say, please go to the website to order. And then that person may fall off and not come back and order. So just as a learning, or what I'm sharing is that your e-commerce is more than just your website. It also includes your social media channels and your messaging apps like WhatsApp or Telegram if you're on Telegram. The second thing that I've learned is that WhatsApp is a really, really, really fantastic tool for selling online on the continent, because a lot of people are on that messaging app from the time they wake up to the go till the time they go to bed. So it's really great for customer service. Here at Booksie, we use it. It's, using it has been one of our best decisions. It makes us seem more approachable because we're dealing with parents and, well, we are working with children and the parents of the children, the guardians of the children. And when it comes to children, things are not only sensitive, but very important. There are very peculiar questions that people have. And so being able to be accessible through a tool like WhatsApp is very important for us. And I think for many other businesses, it's very, very important for you as well to use, especially if you're selling from the African continent. We've also been able to use it to close deals where somebody may start something on the website and then they don't finish it, and then we go and pick up the conversation. One thing I want to mention is that on our website, our messaging app that people can use to make inquiries or to ask us questions is WhatsApp. Before we put WhatsApp on the website, we had another messaging system. And what I realized is that if we were not behind the computer to answer in real time, we would lose the person. But with WhatsApp, if they start the conversation, if they go to the website and then they start a conversation and we don't see it immediately, maybe we see it 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later, we're still able to carry on that conversation because we are still in their phone rather than them hopping off the website and then just the conversation going dead. And so a tip I would give e-commerce entrepreneurs is try and incorporate it into your customer service journey, your buying, selling journey, if you haven't already. And if you have, one caution I would give is please do not be bombarding your customers with uh, what's it called? With blasts. Just doing blasts every morning at every time, it doesn't bode well for you. You need to be circumspect about when you would reach out to them. Make sure that it's within working hours, not 6 a.m. or 9 p.m. Unless you develop that rapport and relationship with that customer, you just need to be careful because with WhatsApp, you're right in their face and in their premises. It's not like email that they. It's a step beyond email. So you need to be very careful and circumspect about how you use it. Third learning stroke tip is that as an e-commerce business, the bedrock of your business is logistics. You're more logistics focused than anything else because people are not walking into your store to pick something from you. They are looking either on your social media channel or on your website, picking something out, and then you have to get it to them. They are not with you at the moment. And so you need to figure out how to get your goods to your customers in a very seamless and painless manner, where they are not checking in with you every 3 hours to say, where is my order? Or have you received my order? So you need to make sure that your logistics are good. Logistics includes your inventory as well, making sure that you do not run out of product so that when people order, you can deliver. And also even making people aware of what your delivery time is. All those things are in logistics. So like at Booksie, our delivery time is 1 to 3 business days. But sometimes we're able to do same day delivery depending on what we have, because people would usually buy multiple books at a time. And so sometimes if you ordered 5, we may have 4 in stock and have to get a fourth one. And if we're able to get it in time, we'll get to you the same day. If not, you would get it in 1 to 3 business days, and we make that known to you. But you need to figure all those things out so that you give your customers a seamless journey. And all logistics also involves how you stay in communication with them, how you automate your communication whilst making it as personalized as possible, because you want everybody to kind of feel like you are giving them your attention and they're a bit special to you as a customer. And so you want to customize your experience with them, but you need some automation even in the customization, else you'll be doing too much manual work. So you need to figure all those things out as an e-commerce business. Next thing I would say is that even though you may be like online focused, whatever field you're in, it's important to be part of an association or something for your field. And why do I say this? Sometime last year, a group of booksellers, distributors, and publishers came together to form a group These are African booksellers, distributors, and publishers. Because we realized that we wanted to be selling books that were coming from outside our country. Like Booksie is Pan-African, so we are getting books from all over the continent, and even sometimes outside of Africa, because we have some African authors who live outside the continent who have written and want us to sell their books. Now, it is very expensive to move things, especially if you're buying things like books that come in bulk, and it's heavy, because usually moving things is by weight and things are heavy, and then it becomes very expensive for a small business like us. And so businesses like ours, all of us came together and decided to tackle this logistics problem and this shipping problem. And we've now been able to form a relationship with one of the biggest shipping companies in the world, and they've been able to give us like a discount. And now we are piloting this thing to see how we can move books across countries at a cost that's as low as possible, so that it doesn't prevent us from not buying books from our fellow publishers from other countries. And being part of a group like this has shown me that even though you may see other businesses as like your competitors, there is power in numbers, and it's important to be part of a group because you're able to negotiate for things and you're able to learn from each other. So it's important for you to, whatever field you are in, if it's a beauty field, if there's some sort of like association, be part of that association so that you can all do things that would benefit your field and your industry. And then the next one I'll share is that your ultimate goal is to make money. Please do not forget, even if you're a mission driven business like Booksie, your goal is to make money, because if you do not make money, you cannot fulfill your mission, and you cannot you cannot realize that mission or vision. And I'd like to share a story in relation to this. I think a few days after we launched our Booksie website, I sent a message out to friends and family to say that I've created this thing. And then those people passed on the information about Booksie to other people. Now, what happened was there was a woman who called me, and at that time, Booksie was just a subscription service. And so the way that subscription works is that you sign up, give us some parameters like your child's age, and how often you want to receive books. And then over a certain period of time, we would send you books. So if you like signed up for like a 3-month subscription, over 3 months, we will send you books, a number of books per month. Now, so this lady called and asked what books we'll be sending to her, because she wants to know what her child will be getting. And my answer to her was, oh, I can't tell you because it's a subscription service and there's some elements of surprise. And then she laughed and we finished our conversation, and I never heard back from her. I hadn't saved her number at that time. So I don't know if she actually ever came back to buy from Booksie, if she kept up with Booksie. But that lesson taught me that, oh my gosh, I had let somebody who was going to be one of my first customers go away because I thought I had to stick to the model that I had set up. But I realized my goal is to make money. So if I'm going to be making money, I need to be able to answer questions like what she asked me. And so I had to like rethink how to still do subscription, keep that element of surprise, and respond to questions like that. And that's how we actually ended up with our bookshop, where people now have the option of signing up for a subscription or basically choosing their own things from the bookshop. And in relation to this, my next tip would be for you to pay very close attention to your customer behavior. And this includes the inquiries. So like that lady who had asked about what's in the subscription, from her question and a number of questions from people, we first started out with creating a monthly book list and sending it out to our email list. And then after that, we then created our bookshop. And now you, depending on what style you want to receive things from us, you can pick whether you want to pick from the bookshop or from the subscription service. So you really, really need to pay close attention to what your customers are asking you for, even though you may have set up to be, you may think that you need to be this way. Their questions and their inquiries would help you shape what your business is. And my last tip would be that I've learned that my Ghanaian people and by extension Africans, because we sell a lot to Africans, are price sensitive. And I think that depends on what product you have and what product you're selling. So for us that are selling books for children, children that grow are growing very fast and moving from one state to another, books are not something that parents want to spend too much money on. And so we always have to pay attention to our price so that we are not selling too low that we are losing money, and we are not pricing too high that people are not buying because they think the book is too high and their child would outgrow it. So you may need to like just pay attention to your customer, and that's also in relation to paying attention to your customers and behavior and how they react when you tell them something. So these are the tips that I had put together today. And now take any questions from Christina or anybody else who may have questions.
Great, Edem. This was just marvelous, really. All the tips are amazing. I really like the story you shared because it really shows that you need to listen to your customers. You need to adapt to them. And sometimes as entrepreneurs tend to think that they have the best idea and they fix to that. And in fact, customers want an adaptation and something
Yep,
different. So
yep,
that was
exactly.
a great move, and also to realize that you should offer both services. That's great.
Mm-hmm,
Um, I also liked the first tip you shared. You mentioned that e-commerce is more than just your website, and this is
mm-hmm,
true. It's not only your website or your store on a marketplace. It's your social media as well.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
you're also selling through Instagram, through Facebook. People see you there because we are all social media users
mm-hmm,
all the time there. And here I wanted to ask you something because I find it difficult to manage the inventory, especially from a business like yours, because people order a lot of things at the same time and books from places coming from different places. And I wanted to ask you if you are using any tool to track your inventory. Also, when it comes from the queries come from different online channels, how do you track this? How do you organize yourself? Because sometimes entrepreneurs ask for tools which
mm-hmm.
are very practical, and I want to hear from you.
Sure. I mean, I'll be very honest and say that we haven't set up a really good inventory management system here at Booksie. We've
Mhm.
been using Excel
Okay.
that I'm now going to migrate to Zoho um, because we've been using Wave to do invoicing, and Wave is moving away um, Af- from working with Africans or like with African countries. Let me say that, and I think some other countries in the global south. And so I think they're concentrating on the U.S. market, and so we can't use Wave anymore. But they came with an offer that we could move to Zoho. And then when I checked it out, it had a really good inventory management system. And so that's what I'm slowly moving us towards. Our online shop, our website is it was custom built, and so we are able to also use that a bit because we have some form of inventory management in the back end, but it's not very streamlined, and that's one of the things that is our focus is especially this year to streamline, especially our inventory management. But we're very very much in touch or aware of what's around, what um, yeah, what books we have in stock, what we don't have, what the books that are like our best sellers, we always have copies of because we know that a lot of people like those books, or they're the books that a lot of people come to us for. So we always have our best sellers in stock, and then with ones that may not necessarily be best sellers or may not be bought often, we just keep a few copies of those available. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, great. And another thing that you mentioned is that you're using email marketing, and you also mentioned that it's important to target and customize your audience because
Mm-hmm.
you can't. Now we are seeing that we are all the time bombarded with events, emails,
Mm-hmm.
and too much online sometimes, no? And
Mm-hmm.
we are a bit reluctant to that. So apart from this digital marketing technique of email marketing, what are you using to promote digitally?
We events. We actually use events to promote ourselves and to sell our stuff. So before, and that has been a, I'm actually like a positive. I always wonder if I should use that word, but it's a positive that has come out of the pandemic for us because before the pandemic, we used to have these story time events for children. And then
Mm.
when we got hit with COVID, we couldn't meet as a group anymore. And so now these events moved online. And with moving online, we realized that there was a, because you don't have an adult sitting in front of the children with a book in hand, that's not a very good story time um, experience if it's virtual. Uh, so we realized we needed to find a way for people to have the books in their hands whilst we're doing our story times. And so we started selling the books. And if people would come to us for the virtual story time activity, but in the end, they would buy the book for the activity and then they would come back for other books. And so that particular event and some other events that we do have been ways to bring customers to us. And it's not something that's happening like on a weekly basis. And so because it happens like just once a month, it gets people, they anticipate it. Oh,
Mm.
when is our next Booksie virtual story time? And so with that anticipation, we're able to get people to tune in and then they become our customers for our non-book club literacy syntax related stuff.
That's great. That's great. And have you invested in paid advertising or collaborations with influencers, or have you done?
Um, with advertising through like social media channels, sparingly, we haven't spent a lot on advertising dollars or advertising money in that way, but we have spent some money on working with influencers, which turned out to be really, really good. It gave us a good return on investment because they, and that's when I realized that, oh my gosh, this influencer thing actually works because their audiences are very curated. And if you find the influencer that is right for your audience, then you are getting into the like in front of the customer you want. So the first one we did was with a mom blogger here in Ghana who has built a very beautiful community of young mothers. And these young mothers are always looking for things for their children. And
Mhm.
so we teamed up with her and did something, and it was a really good return on investment. And then there was another one where it was quite serendipitous. We got in touch with um, an actress in South Africa and just sent her some books, and also turned out to be a really good return. Just sending her those books was a really good investment.
That's great. Great, beautiful. And one last question from my side. Where do you see Booksy in the next 2 years?
Ooh, Christina.
Good question.
I see Booksie with an even bigger collection of books. Our books are very carefully curated, so we are building our collection slowly but surely, and so with a good selection for people, I see our literacy center hopefully across the country here in Ghana and maybe in other countries as well, where children are coming to learn to read, are coming for book club events, are coming to enjoy books and basically like use books as a springboard for creativity.
Okay, great. Wonderful. So let me see if we have any questions from the audience. And let's see. I think we don't have questions. We have comments.
Oh,
Yeah, they are very excited about your pitch. Okay, great. Well, I think I don't know if you want to share something else, or you already shared a lot of very good tips.
mm,
We will share them later again in the format of a YouTube video, so
okay.
that anyone can watch this in case you did not have time to join. And thanks a lot, Edem. This was great. You're very inspiring. I think we kind of learn a lot from you, and happy to have you in another event.
Well, thank you, Christina. Thanks again for the opportunity. So, looking forward to connecting with people through this channel. And if there's anybody out there who wants to start an e-commerce business, please go ahead and start. I mean, nowadays it's very, very easy to do so, especially with selling through our online social media channels. So you don't even have to start with a website, and then you've got like platforms like Paystack or Flutterwave that are now allowing, they are payment platforms, but they are now allowing you to set up like online shops or online inventory, just like a collection of the things that you are selling. So starting an e-commerce business has become very, very easy nowadays. So please go ahead and do it if you want to.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what we also tell all the entrepreneurs in our community. So see all of you next time. Next month we'll also organize another e-commerce tips from peers event. Edem, you're also invited to join, of course. And and thanks for connecting. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.